Hi guys, welcome back to Football Heaven 24/7. I'm your host Jamie Carter. Right, I'm going to go through quickly the results from the weekend. Premier League Championship. There was FA Cup first round games on. There's a lot of them though, to be honest. I'm probably going to leave them out. But go straight into the Premier League. On the Saturday, there was quite a few goals scored. But going into crucial games at the top of the table, Manchester City wanted to get back ahead of Arsenal before they played on the Sunday. They won 2-1 against Fulham, but it took a 95th minute penalty from Haaland to rescue them from what would have obviously been a 1-1 draw and a good result for Fulham. Andreas Pereira got a penalty equaliser after Alvarez had scored early for Man City. Man City rested Haaland for a bit. They didn't play him from the start. But like I say, he came up with a penalty right at the end to put him ahead of Arsenal. But on Sunday, Arsenal overtook him again by winning 1-0 away at Chelsea thanks to a goal from Gabriel. So that put Arsenal back at the top of the table, only by two. I think it's 2 points. Yeah, 2 points, by 2 points still. So still looking good for Arsenal. We're now 13 games into the season. There's another 25 to go, so still a long time to go. Obviously, after next weekend's fixtures, breaking up for the World Cup, which is obviously going to start on the 20th of November, so that'll be interesting. See who wins the World Cup. It's not an ideal time really in the middle of a season, but because of the weather in Qatar, that's the reason why it's got to be on. So with it being so hot out there, unless it's done in the winter. So yeah, anyway, so that's what happened in that game. In the later kickoff, Leicester City, they continue their rivalry. They're now 5 places outside of the playoffs. They've moved up and a few points clear of not the playoffs, the relegation zone. They've had about 3 good wins in the last 5 games, so they've done really well. They won 2-0 away at Everton in a really commanding performance. Yuri Tielemans got a really good goal on the volley from about 25 yards out, and Harvey Barnes scored as well for Leicester to help them to beat Everton 2-0. So Everton continue to have not a great start to the season anyway. Last season was pretty poor for them as well. The crazy game of the weekend, it was Leeds against Bournemouth. Bournemouth at one point were 3-1 ahead. They were 2-1 up at half-time against Leeds, but from 3-1 down, Leeds came back. Goals from Greenwood and Cooper within an 8-minute spell in the second half, and a goal from Somerville again, a winner on the 84th minute, helped Leeds to a 4-3 victory. So crucial for Leeds. That moved Leeds further up the table and further away from the relegation zone. Forest then was in a potential, well, I say 6-pointer, but Brentford were in mid-table at the start of the day, and that's where they've remained. The game finished 2-2. Gibbs White scored early on the 20th minute for Forest, but a controversial penalty was given, and Bremo scored for Brentford, and then a ball over the top. Visa outpaced the slow Cook and McKenna, Forest Central's defenders, to make it 2-1. And then Forest fought right at the very end. They got a 95th minute winner through an own goal from Jorgensen, which just went over the line. Brighton won 3-2 away at Wolves. Lallana got on the score sheet. Matoma and Pascal Gross got the final winner. Wolves actually were 2-1 up in that game at one point, so it's a good comeback from Brighton, building on that 4-1 victory there at Chelsea the other week. So Brighton are starting to turn it around under their new manager. Brighton are currently in 6th position in the league after that really good win. Second win on the bounce for Acerbi, the new Brighton manager. So that's going well. In the league, Haaland is still the top goal scorer with 18 goals. In the relegation zone, it's still Southampton, Wolves and Forest. Southampton got absolutely hammered on Sunday 4-1 at home to Newcastle. That moved Newcastle into 3rd place in the league after Tottenham also lost on Sunday, lost 2-1 against Liverpool, and so that moved Liverpool up one place. But bit of a mad weekend really. West Ham also lost in the dying minutes when it looked like the game was going to a draw. A goal from Elise for Crystal Palace on the 94th minute gave Crystal Palace a 2-1 win away at West Ham. So some mad results at the weekend. Aston Villa also beat Manchester United to get further away from the relegation zone. And so that was a bit of a shock result. Man United, just when it looked like they might be turning things around a bit, start to slump again. I don't know what it is. They seem to be cursed since Ferguson left. They don't seem to be doing very well at all. But anyway, that's what's going on in the Premier League. As I say, Arsenal are top by 2 points over Manchester City. You've got Newcastle now in third and Tottenham in fourth. So yeah, really tight at the bottom. And as I say, in the relegation zone, it's Southampton, Wolverhampton Wanderers, and Forest. I'd like to think as a Forest fan that Forest's home form might get them out of it, but I still think it's going to be a tight scrap. Obviously, we're the favourites to go down at the moment. Wolves and Southampton look pretty poor as well. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully, Forest can turn it around, just from my bias, from my point of view. But going into the Championship, Blackburn won 1-0 against Huddersfield, and that kept them in second. And their fans were celebrating because in the earlier kick-off on Saturday, Sheffield United absolutely battered their local rivals Burnley 5-2. So that moved Sheffield United up into third place. Luton Town got a great win away at Blackpool 1-0. Middlesbrough drew 1-1 with Bristol City. Millwall drew 0-0 with Hull City. QPR had a shocking loss at home to West Bromwich Albion, who seem to be getting a couple of results in the last two games after Carlos Corberan, the former Huddersfield Town manager, is now their boss after Steve Bruce got sacked. And they won 1-0 anyway, West Brom at QPR, so that was a good result for them. Norwich won 2-1 away at Rotherham after going looking like that was going to be a draw. Stoke City lost 2-1 against Birmingham, who are having not a bad season in the top half of the table now. Sunderland a bit of a shocking result, losing 1-0 against Sunderland. Sunderland lost 1-0 at home to Cardiff, goal from Harris. Swansea City came from 2-0 behind against Wigan at home to draw 2-2. Goals from Manning and Perot got them back into that. Coventry continued their mini revival. They're now quite far away from the relegation zone, having missed a few games at home because of a bad pitch early on in the season. They're now starting to make up ground. I believe that's 3 wins in the last 4 games for them as well. So good result for them. Preston also got a win on the Friday, winning 2-1 away at Reading. So that was a good result for Preston. Preston are in the playoffs, along with Sheffield United, Norwich and QPR. Burnley is still top by 2 points over Blackburn. So that's what's going on in the relegation zone. West Brom, even though they've had 2 wins back-to-back, they're still in there with Wigan and Huddersfield Town. So that's what's going on in the Premier League and the Championship. But we're going to go, because there was, like I say, there was FA Cup first round games, but I'm not really going to focus on any of that. We're going to go into the week ahead's fixtures. There's quite a bit on. You've got some Carabao Cup action on the Tuesday night, and a bit of lower league, Championship, League Two, that kind of thing. And on Wednesday night, there's another bit of Carabao Cup as well. So run through it. I'll do my predictions for Carabao Cup, and anyway, we'll go straight into it. So Bournemouth's playing against Everton on Tuesday night. Bournemouth, I think, will lose that one 2-0. Brentford's playing against Gillingham. Gonna say Brentford to win that one 2-0 as well. Bristol City against Lincoln City, 2-1 Bristol City. Burnley against Crawley, I'm going to go 3-1 Burnley. Leicester against Newport, going to say for that one, Leicester against Newport. Going to go 4-0 to Leicester. MK Dons against Morecambe, say 2-0 in that one to MK Dons. And Stevenage against Charlton, I'm going to go for 2-1 to Charlton Athletic. In the Championship, it's Birmingham against Swansea on Tuesday night. Birmingham are on a good run. I fancy Birmingham to win that one. I'm going to go 2-1 to Birmingham. Blackpool against Middlesbrough. Blackpool are a bit indifferent at the moment, but I'll go for a 1-1 draw in that one. Cardiff against Hull. These two teams are a bit indifferent as well. I'm going to go for a 1-1 in that as well. Coventry City against Wigan. I'm going to say Coventry to win that one 3-1. QPR against Huddersfield Town. I'm going to say 2-1 to QPR. Sheffield United against Rotherham. I'm going to go for a 4-2 to Sheffield United. Stoke against Luton. Going to say 2-1 Luton. And Watford against Reading. Final game of the Championship on Tuesday night. My prediction, I'm going to say Watford to win that 1-2-0. And then into the Sky Bet League 2 for Tuesday night. It's AFC Wimbledon against Leyton Orient. So not kind of a localish, it's a London affair really, but I'm going to go for East London against West London, I believe. So I think that'll be. I'll go for a 2-2 in that one. I think 2-2. Harrogate Town against Carlisle. Going to say Carlisle to win 2-0. Mansfield against Bradford. I'm going to go for 3-1 to Mansfield. And Rochdale against Salford City. I'm going to say 2-0 to Salford. Wednesday night, Carabao Cup. Arsenal's playing Brighton. I'm going to say 3-0 to Arsenal. Liverpool against Derby. I'm going to go 4-0 Liverpool. Manchester City against Chelsea. I'm going to go 3-1 Man City. Newcastle against Crystal Palace. I'm going to say 2-0 to Newcastle. Nottingham Forest against Tottenham. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I know that sounds a bit mad. Southampton against Sheffield Wednesday. Going to say that I think Sheffield Wednesday might get a shot there, so I'm going to go 2-1 Sheffield Wednesday. West Ham against Blackburn Rovers. Going to go 2-1 West Ham. Wolves against Leeds. Going to say 2-0 to Leeds. Thursday night, there's a Carabao Cup game. Manchester United against Aston Villa. Going to go for Manchester United to win that one 2-0. And then on Friday night, it's the first Championship game of the weekend coming up. This weekend coming up. Birmingham against Sunderland. I'm going to go for Birmingham to, I believe, get 3 victories on the bounce in a week. I'm going to say Birmingham to win that 1-2-1. So that's my prediction for that. And we're going to go on to weekend's fixtures for this week. Obviously, this weekend coming up for the Premier League, Championship, League One, and League Two. So going into Saturday's games, the early kickoff is Manchester City against Brentford. That'll be on BT, I'm guessing. Manchester City against Brentford. I'm going to go 3-0 to Manchester City. Then we've got Bournemouth against Everton, which is a repeat of the cup game that they're having against them on Tuesday night, this Tuesday. I'm going to go for a 2-2 in the league game, though. 2-2 in that one. Liverpool's then playing against Southampton. I think they'll beat Southampton quite easily. I'm going to go for, I think I'll say 4-0 Liverpool in that one. Newcastle against Chelsea. I'll say Newcastle to win that one 2-0. I think Chelsea are doing really badly at the moment. Forest against Crystal Palace. I'm going to go for Forest to win that one 2-1. And a bit shocking after they've won it, I think. But I think Forest will finally get some points on the board. Get 3 points on the board. Tottenham against Leeds. Tough one to call. Leeds are without Son. Tottenham without Son even. They looked pretty bad against Liverpool in the game they played on the Sunday just gone. I think Leeds will win this. No, I won't say win. I'll go 2-2 draw in that one. And then we've got West Ham against Leicester City. I think Leicester are playing some really good stuff at the moment. I think West Ham are looking not great. West Ham fans are going to hate me for this, but I'm going to go for West Ham to lose 2-1 to Leicester at home. Wolves are then playing in the evening kickoff against Arsenal. And fancy Arsenal to absolutely batter Wolves in this game. I'm going to go for 3-0 to Arsenal. Then we're going in the Championship. Championship games, Bristol City against Watford. Going to go Watford to win that one 2-1. Cardiff City against Sheffield United. Going to go for a 2-1 win to Sheffield United. Coventry City against QPR. Going to go for a 2-2 draw. Huddersfield against Swansea City. Going to say 1-0 to Swansea. Hull against Reading. Going to go for Reading to win that one 2-0. Luton against Rotherham. I'm going to say Luton to win that one 2-1. Norwich against Middlesbrough. I'm going to say 3-1 to Norwich. Preston against Millwall. Going to say 2-0 to Preston. West Brom against Stoke. I'll say 3-0 to West Brom. And then Wigan against Blackpool. I'm going to go for Wigan to win that one 2-0. So that's my predictions. I'm not going to do the League 1 and League 2 because it'll take too flipping long. I don't want to lose everyone to fall asleep. Sunday, though, Premier League games that are on this Sunday come in. Brighton's playing Aston Villa at 2 o'clock. I fancy Brighton to win that one 3-2. Fulham are playing Manchester United. Manchester United were pretty shocking against Aston Villa in their last game. I think that's going to be a tough game. I'm going to go for a shot there, 2-1. Fulham to win 2-1. I don't know if it's much of a shot these days, to be fair. And then there's a massive, massive game on at 12:30. massive as far as the Championship's concerned. It's the battle of the top two in the Championship. The two local rivals, fierce Lancashire rivals, Burnley again at home to Blackburn. I think it'll be a tough one to call, but I'm going to go in favour of Burnley as the home team. I'm going to say 2-1 to Burnley in that one. So that's my predictions for the week ahead, all the games ahead. Obviously, I've done my review of the what happened in the Premier League and the Championship over the weekend because of the FA Cup first round being on. Currently, I'm watching Bracknell against Ipswich Town. It was 0-0 at half time. We'll have to see where it goes from there. I sort of predicted at the start of that game 4-1. But yeah, we'll have to see. But look, have a great week, whoever you support. Thank you for your liking and subscribing. Get all your friends and family involved, and I'll continue to bring you really good content. Have a great week. Bye for now.